join me inside the new Land Rover Discovery, where it is quite nice, isn't it? Didn't expect it to feel Discovery-ish on the inside of this car, because if you look at the outside, well, Land Rover's taken a bit of a different tack with it, and I'm not totally convinced that it is the right tack. It looks a bit Range Rover-y at the front, and it looks kind of weird and blocky with a slight sort of, like it's had a stroke on one side at the back. It's a little bit weird. But inside, this car feels as lovely as a Discovery always has. Now, I know what you're thinking. British guy, British car. I've seen the comments, I've read them, I'm not going to reply. Oh yeah, he's going to love it, it's a Land Rover. Look, the last time I road tested a Land Rover Discovery, it lost to a Volvo. I can be objective about a British car, but please believe me when I tell you that this new Discovery is really, really very good. I didn't expect it to be, necessarily, because you look at it from the outside and, well, I'm a bit of a fan of the old Discovery look, the Discovery 3 and 4 look, you know, the big boxy shape, and, you know, we all fear change, don't we? And I can see why they've done that to the outside, by the way, because the drag coefficient is now 0.33, and it must have been, I don't know, nearly 0.4, something like that. It's a more efficient car because, you know, the world's more efficient, which is why it's got an aluminium monocoque rather than a separate body-on steel frame, which is heavy and efficient. So, it's supposed to be up to 480 kilos lighter than the last Discovery, which was a heavy old car. Lovely car, great ride, but a heavy car. This one is that bit lighter, but it's still the other side of 2 tons, and one of the reasons it's lighter is because you may hear churning away in front of me. It's got a 2-litre diesel engine in this one. You can also have a 3-litre V6 diesel, you can also have a 3-litre V6 petrol, but this one is the 240 twin turbocharged Ingenium diesel. Now, it has a downside in that the Ingenium diesel engine is quite loud. Discovery Sport, particularly, compared to an Audi Q5, say, you know, it makes a difference between choosing one or the other. In here, I promise you, it's really whisper quiet. I'm doing 60 miles an hour, we're in top gear, 1500 RPM. If I flip down a few gears, full throttle, that's still really quiet. That's 4,000 revs. That is still really quiet. And it gets on reasonably well. It does not feel terribly underpowered. Now, there is a 180 horsepower version, but oh crikey, I'd be very surprised if it could pull the skin from a rice pudding. This one, there's a little bit of lag, but it is much more sprightly than you would give it credit for. The ride, this is on air springs, that's standard in the UK. It's really plush, really compliant. It hasn't really gone towards the Range Rover Sport or the Range Rover way of things. It still drives like a Discovery. It's just a very relaxing car. It's so stable around straight ahead, and it's not one of these ones where you select a different steering weight and you get different weights at different speeds. It's just nice and consistent all the time. Land Rover reckons this car goes further off-road than any car they've made before. So the wade depth is now 900 millimetres. The ground clearance can be almost a foot. The axle articulation is like 500 mil. This is a very, very capable off-road car. It's got low ratio gearbox on everything, and it's got the terrain response control, which, you know, knows where grip should be where, and it allows different things for the ESP system to do stuff, and hill descent control. I've tried it off-road. It's very, very good. And when it comes to towing, loads of people use these things for towing, horse boxes particularly. And it'll do things like work out your trailer angle. If you're crap at reversing a trailer, it will, you know, you program a bit on here and it will tell you where you should turn the wheel to get the trailer where you want it to go. That's really clever. That sort of thing is the thing that Land Rover does really well. Last generation Disco was like Tow Car of the Year for the decade or something like that for one of the towing magazines. Wouldn't surprise me at all to find that this does exactly the same. It still feels pretty bright and airy in here. It still feels pretty nice. And the boot is big, and there are 3 rows of very big seats. One of the reasons it looks a bit weird is because the roof steps up like Discoveries always have, so that the people right in the back can see out the front, which means they don't feel so sick. But the fit and finish inside as well is really good, really lovely, and it feels like a Discovery. I'd rather have a separate controller than just the touchscreen it could do, especially in an off-roader where, you know, if you're bouncing around a bit, you can't keep your finger on the screen properly. It would help if there was a separate controller too. But there are loads of cubby holes. It is a really sensible car. The top spec cars are upwards of 60,000 quid, which is a lot, given it's only got a 2-litre engine. The meat of the range will be about 50,000 quid. Is it as lovely as the last one was in terms of its sort of no-nonsense, bustly approach to life. From the outside, maybe not, but from the inside and from the driving experience, yes, every bit of it. It takes the S out of SUV and is all the better for it.